Hello everyone, welcome to the video. In this video we'll be talking about unit tests and units of measure. Alright, so we're finally at the point where we need to write a unit test because we have logic that I want to write and test. And so you'll see me use Expecto and Fable Mocha for the unit tests. So what are each of these? So basically Expecto is a popular unit testing framework for F#, and it's very specific to F#. You basically write test cases and you put these test cases into lists, and then you can have lists of lists and whatever, and then you can put those and start running them. And so that's basically the concept. And with Fable Mocha, we're essentially using the exact same kind of function names and parameters and stuff like that, so it seamlessly works on the Fable compiler. So that's basically the concept. You want to have shared code tested by both compilers because you're going to use both compilers in your program. And so that's basically the point. Not doing very, let's say, best practices of the unit testing here. We're just trying to get the code written, and so yeah, basically I should have copied some data over, but that's fine. But you get the basics of what a unit test, how to write it. And yeah, that's pretty much it. We're also using units of measure, so you'll see a bit more. I've talked about units of measure a little bit in my part 1 of the front end, and so if you want to check out, I have timestamps if you want to check out whatever section. Basically, units of measure are types that you can annotate primitive data on, or especially numbers. I actually don't know if it works with like other data types, but it's mostly used on like ints, floats, decimals, and stuff like that. Basically to tell us what kind of unit of measurement a primitive data it represents, basically. And so when you do math with these units of measure, it helps you. It helps document what type of unit you're working with. And when you make calculations, they kind of like if you divide, like you'll see in the video, we divide a price by another price. So when you divide two prices together, it's now a ratio. It's now like a normal decimal that represents a ratio and stuff like that. So you use price and percentage for these calculations. So yeah, it's pretty cool. Very introductory, but that's basically the point of these videos. So if you're enjoying the content, make sure to leave me a like. It really helps me out. And commenting as well. Just comment anything, comment algorithm, comment whatever. Really helps the channel out, and the channel's doing very well, so I thank you for that. And without anything else to say, let's jump into it. And let's move this calculation to a module. Like, this is something we should probably test. So let's actually go ahead and test that. So I'm going to open up my tests here. I'm going to go to client tests for now, because for now the code is sitting in my client. Once I move it to my shared, I'll probably have to move it to my shared. So tests, I can do a new test list here. So I can do let p&l. So I'm just going to have tests. And I haven't really discussed about tests for now, but you'll see it's going to be fairly straightforward. So this is Fable Mocha, which follows the same pattern as Expecto. So we have lists of test cases, and every test case is a list. Like, this is kind of useless. I was just trying to mess around with just removing things that didn't compile from the boilerplate. And for now, like what we can do, so now we have .NET Run. So I'm actually going to exit out of this. I'm going to do .NET Run and do run tests. And this will give me on port 8081. This will, I'll do it once it works, but now it's compiling everything. So now if we go 8081, we'll have a view of our tests. So that's good. So there's tests and share. We don't have any tests in the client project for now, but we can change that. And so here I have my P&L test list. It's going to be P&L. And for now, I'm not going to do property-based testing for this for now. I'm just going to do normal test. So it's going to be test case. So my test case is, let's just go and do open P&L that I care about. So open P&L works calculates correctly. And so we pass this a function, which will be our testing function. And so let position, and I'm actually going to pass the position we had here. So our init, yeah, okay, so what I'm going to do actually is I'm going to create another file in my client project that's just going to be seed data. So I don't have to recreate this whole big thing. So I'm going to do seed data, and this will not be in the client project in the long run. But for now, I'm just going to do that. And this init, I'm going to take everything and I'll put it here. And so, yeah, if I just copy everything, yeah, obviously it's missing all the symbols now because I actually want it before this. And it's missing all the data types, so this is the point where I'll put the data types in another file because it's kind of limiting us. What I'll do is I'll create another file. I should probably commit at this point. I haven't committed in a while. Okay, so I'll do that before I continue. So now I'm going to do another commit and just move all the data types to the domain file. So, or I can just do types. Yeah, I'll just do types for now. Okay, so in this module, it will contain a bunch of all the types we basically wrote in the app.fs. So you see, like, I kept all the types in the same file until I could no longer. That's kind of the strategy. So here I can put this there, and I can just come here and just go ham. So I'm not going to include this model, and the portfolio tab doesn't need to be there either. The portfolio tab is about presentation, so we're going to leave it there. Everything should compile here. It does. And if I just do, it's in another module. To be honest, we can keep the same client module. Now we can open types, so that will open up the types there. And then portfolio doesn't, yeah, this is useless. So I'm going to remove that. And in our app, now it has no clue what the hell anything is. And so we're going to open the types. So we can open up client.types. And we'll need seed data as well. Or actually, no, we can just do seed data directly. So in this init, we can just do seed data dot portfolio. This should compile. Let's see. Yeah, okay, so there's still many things that don't compile, but we'll get to that. Here's fine, here's fine. I think it mostly doesn't compile in the tests. So let position, let seed data dot portfolio. So let's just do portfolio, or if I do position, yeah, so I definitely want a position here. So I'll do position info, seed data dot position info. So let's recall. And actually, we should probably copy the data for the tests. So this isn't optimal. The testing and stuff like that isn't optimal. I just want to get up and running for our algorithm. I don't want to spend too much time on this video for testing. Okay, so now I have position info. So let's expected. So let's actually change the data for it to be very easily calculable. And now I don't have the other thing open. That kind of sucks. But so what I did is I opened up another PowerShell to basically have both running at the same time. So I have my tests and I have my actual code. So what I want to do here is I might want to change the prices just so I can make like an initial unit test and make it like a very easy to, well, how can I say this? Maybe just use round numbers to have a P&L that I expect. So let's say for an open P&L, if my open price is $1 and my current price is $2, then my open P&L should be 100%, something like that. So let's do that. So let's change this to $1. Or what we can always do is just create new data sets for tests. That's another thing I can do. For now, I'm just going to do this. Okay, and we don't have the last. It's actually not the last close price that matters to me. It's so the current stock price should be 2, and then my average open price should be 1. And we need to eventually change the formatting here, just so we can always get good numbers. But that's a small concern. And so let's write the tests before we write the implementation. So my expected is going to be a position. So it's going to be a position open P&L. So we can open up client.types open P&L, and it's going to have open P&L. That's going to have, what does this take? It takes a P&L. This is one of the worst ones, and the P&L is going to be a decimal of percentage. So it's going to be 100 %. So that's what I'm expecting. And the actual value, let actual is going to be, so we haven't written the implementation of this yet. That's what we're going to do. So it should probably sit in the module that's called PNL. PNL dot calculate, and I would pass it. What does it need to calculate? Actually, we can do position open PNL dot calculate, and what it would need, or position. And what does it need to calculate the P&L? It needs, like I said, it needs the current price of the stock and the open price of the position. So I can just probably give it a position info. So I'll give it a position info, and it should be able to, or in this case it's called position. And that should be that. And then I can go ahead and do expect dot equal. I want expected to be equal to the actual. Did I mix it up? Actual expected. And then it has a string that gives me like an assert string, but I feel the assert string is very repetitive with the test. So to be honest, I either copy it or whatever. That's kind of one thing I find annoying, but so I can do position open P&L calculates correctly. All right, so let's implement this. So the first thing we need to do is we need to create a module, open P&L. And we're going to use, we're going to reuse a lot of logic for each of these P&Ls, but it's important to have like the hard types just to make sure we're not giving bad data. So position, open P&L. But that will come, like reusing the logic will come once we implement more. So we can know, okay, this is the same, this is not, whatever. So let calculate and calculate, and let's give it an annotation. So the position info is defined afterwards. So for now we can move the module. We might just need to put this logic in another module, but for now we're just going to move the module over. Okay, so what is this going to return? It is going to return a, what's it called? So it's going to return, what is this actual? A position open P&L, right? That makes sense. Position open P&L. Like we said, we need to basically get the current price. We subtract the open price to the current price, and then we divide that with the open price. That's basically how it goes. So we do current minus open, then we divide this with the open. This is at least for a long position, so that's one thing to keep in mind. It might differ depending on what is the position. Oh, we should probably have that in the positions. That's actually good there, but we're not going to do that for now, I guess. We'll do it later. So let's current is equal to, the current price is equal to position info dot stock dot current price, and we can do get. So we can do current stock price dot get. So here we're getting dividends already from this. Okay, so just wanted to reformat there. Let open is equal to, oh, we can't use open. Open prime is equal to position info dot average open price dot we'll do get. Perfect. Now we will have to subtract the two, and this is the great thing. These are both decimal of prices, so that's going to work, right? So I have that type safety in place. If I was trying to do an operation with different units of measure, it wouldn't allow me. I'd have to keep in mind the conversion, so that reduces errors as well, you know. So I can do current minus open, and then so I'll do it like a mathematical. I'll do it mathematically, and then I'll divide by open. So if I divide a decimal with a decimal, this should work. So this gives me a decimal price. Now I want to construct a position open P&L. So this is like P&L is equal to, then I can do position open P&L, and I'll do it ugly first, and then I'll figure it out after. This is actually an open P&L, which is a P&L, and then I should be able to pass my P&L here. It should work. So luckily I actually have the units of measure here, so let's see what happens. I do this calculation, which, let's not forget, this actually gives me the ratio. I actually forgot to do times 100 for the percentage here, and the type system reminded me of that, which is pretty cool, because this gives me the ratio of the two, and now I need to put it in percentages. So when I divide, so this is a decimal of price, and this is a decimal of price. And what happens is when I divide a decimal of price with a decimal of price, it actually returns a decimal, right? Now it becomes, it's not anything, right? So this is actually a ratio. So P&L ratio. And if I want the actual P&L, I do let P&L equal to, it's the P&L ratio. And I want to multiply this by 100%, and I have to put M for decimal, and here I want to pass it this. So this actually compiles. That's great. And let's see if the test passed. That's wrong with the thingy. Well, there's actually a lot of problems here. but it's probably something missing a compiler flag. I'll figure it out. So I'll do that, and we'll come back to it. So it didn't take too long to figure it out. Oh, I didn't add this to the list of tests here. Perfect. So it works. We'll throw in a wrench here just to see if it doesn't work. So if I'm expecting 0%, so actual, so I was expecting OpenPNL, PNL 0, but I actually got 100%. So this tells us that our tests pass. And you know, we can probably find a better way to do it with property-based testing, but I'm not going to do that for now. I just want a basic test just to orient my design of how I'm going to do this. And so yeah, so this is kind of ugly, but I kind of like to do this when I'm constructing something and it's just passing to a constructor, because I like to read those from the most relevant type to me. So I'm basically returning a position open PNL, but you know I have to pass it to a PNL first and an open PNL first. But I know many people are not going to like this. People will say it's not readable. If we do it like another way, so if we do it like 9.3, if we do to PNL, then we do to open PNL, then we do it to position PNL. Like we can do it this way. And I think ideally out of the best of all worlds, so any percentage, any decimal percentage is actually a valid profit and loss. So we don't have a lot of validation to do. We can just add something to this module. We already wrote a module for it in the, where did we do it? Oh yeah, we did it here. So we can just do to position open PNL, and we can pass in a decimal percent, and just copy this. We'll change this, and then we can come here and do, and then remove all of this. Since there's only one, we can do it like that. Is this not, oh yeah, since we're in the same module, you don't have to pass this. Cool, so we can do that. I'll keep the comment here for now. But yeah, that's math in F#. It's pretty fun. Very type safe. Saves a lot of time. Okay, so if we go back here, now we can plug this in. So here, where we were in the table, so we can add a last or a data cell. Then it's going to contain our let open PNL for the position, and this will be equal to I give it the position and I pass it to position open PNL dot calculate. This will give me a position open PNL, and from there what I do is I want to get it to a string format, so I can actually add a method here called get. I can probably do a get there. So here I can do let's get, and I want just to deconstruct this thing. So it's a position open PNL with a open PNL with a PNL of the percent. I want to return the percent. So I can just do this and do dot get, and with that I want to put it to string. And I also want to have that cool color, right? Because I want to know if it's so this is 100%, but we need to format it as such. And we already did that calculation, so we should probably we should already be in a position where we can abstract that. So here we can put a span, actually, right? This percentage span, we can bring it out. This is already a decimal percent it takes. The title is not going to be good for us, but at least this span can be its own thing. And so I want to put some percentage. This one should actually go in a P&L module or something like that. So I can do module P&L for the view, like in this thingy here. So I can do module P&L, and this code percentage span, boom. Makes you want to grab everything here. Perfect. Now I just need to, well, what the hell am I doing? It's not a good place. It's here. I'm going to do let P&L view, or P&L span. That's good. So let P&L span, and I want to order this, and then I want to pass it the percentage. And actually, I want to pass a P&L. This is a P&L that I want, to be honest. It doesn't matter what kind of P&L it is, it just needs to be a P&L. And I probably broke some code, or at least I damn hope so. And I can actually just remove the P&L from here because I have modules P&L there, don't need to re-put it. And I'm going to require qualified access here. Instead of percentage span, I'm going to do P&L dot span, and this should be a P&L. And I actually don't want to deconstruct it here. I'm going to put it there. So that'll give me errors here. So here I'm just going to hardcode this, the P&L. Cool. Okay, so where was I? I just did the P&L span, and now this table cell is going to get a P&L span of, and I actually don't want this. I don't want this. So I can actually deconstruct this. This will return a position P&L, and I just want the P&L, so I can do position open P&L and break it down into open P&L, and this will actually be the P&L itself. So this is what I want, and I can put it here. Oh yeah, this is a span, so it doesn't need this. Boom, perfect. If it was negative, so if we go to our seed data, and so there's a thing that kind of sucks. I should probably duplicate this, because if I change this data, it's going to break the test. So it's kind of it's such a bad idea, to be honest. It should be very like only in the test. I just did it real quick just to test the algo. But if the average open price was $5, it should be in the red now. And you see like this, so it works. That's great. You see it's hot reloading, so we don't have like, it'll be cool to see all the price flowing and everything's going to be reactive. I'm really excited for that. But yeah, so we did a lot. I think this is where I'm going to end it. So wow, we did a lot in this. It's going to be a sequence of videos at this point. No way I'm releasing this at one video. I'm going to put people to sleep. So yeah, now we just did our first calculation, and like the table, we're not finished with the table because this is static for now, so this won't listen on new updates. So eventually, once we wanted to update when the prices change, these will have observables to them. So it's not done for now, but this is where I'm going to end it. Yeah, I hope you are enjoying it so far. I'll send it out to an outro. Alright, hopefully you enjoyed that. This kind of concludes the first chapter of our StonkWatch series, which is running out the front end. I believe for the next few videos we're going to be focusing on the back end, focusing eventually on connecting to the Questrade API. So that's going to be a little bit of the next few videos. I believe the next video I'm going to do like a mini retrospective on what I feel about, how I feel about Sutil after using it a little bit. And so yeah, that's going to be just a short recap. Other than that, yeah, so we're going to be looking at the back end and other stuff like that. So hopefully you enjoyed. Make sure to leave me a like and comment. That really helps the channel out a lot. And subscribe for more videos. If you're interested in F#, freelance, software development, and consulting, you can check out my website down below to contact me. Other than that, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in that next video. Peace!